All right, folks, welcome back to the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network. This is Radio's Yard. It's a special edition as we do every single week. You know my guest right now. If you watched the pods before, it's time for Radio and the Nose Fantasy Football Show. Nose, before we get started, before we do anything, welcome back to Radio's Yard. Are you comfortable?
I'm feeling better.
Yeah?
I had to watch myself, which is always new. In this,
Is it hard to watch yourself?
I cannot stand the sound of my voice.
Right, me either.
And
Yeah, me either.
I am not attracted to myself as well.
I am attracted to you, so that's good, right? Yeah,
that makes me feel a little
know.
better.
Yeah.
Kobe, it's, listen.
Kobe got a haircut. How good is Kobe looking?
So
by the
we've
way,
just
before we
learned so
start?
much
Right.
about Kobe that
Right.
he is like maybe the highest IQ sports fan we know.
He's right up there. Yeah.
And I feel weird because I'm a 46-year-old dude who used to be Kobe.
Right.
So we're going to see
Not
if he was
anymore.
good as me at one point.
No, not anymore. Right.
All
Not
eyes on
anymore.
him.
Right. Oh, exactly. All right. So we're here because it's week one. We're here because finally we're getting to one of the greatest weekends of the year. It's opening weekend for the NFL. We're going to have not only Thursday night football, Friday we're heading to Brazil. Saturday's college football. We're not going to talk about that, but Saturday is a college football day all by itself. And then Sunday, the possibly single greatest day of the year, 1 o'clock games, 4 o'clock games, Sunday night football, opening Sunday. And just when you're done with Sunday night football, you take a little nap. Maybe you go to work on Monday or call in sick, and then you got Monday night football as well. So there's a lot going on. Opening weekend is here. I'm very excited for it. So normally, if you've watched older versions of this particular show, it was called something else. We do have a cease and desist. We can't call it Zach in the Nose anymore. It is Radio in the Nose. But we used to do something in the beginning of every show called Observations. Observations was the Nose would look back of the week that was, say what he loved, say what he didn't love from the week that was, and then we would preview the week that is. We do not have a week to look back at, so we're going to start. And basically right after that was called the sniff test. We're going right into the sniff test. We're diving right in, and we're doing it a little bit different for week one. We're going to go through the entire NFL schedule for week one, including Thursday night's matchup with Dallas and Philadelphia. And what the sniff test is, for anyone that hasn't watched, Nose is going to give you a couple that he likes that pass the sniff test and a couple he doesn't like that fail the sniff test. If that player fails the sniff test, obviously Nose doesn't want you to start them or play them this week unless you have to at that point. And if they pass the sniff test, it's a go. It's a full go on that player for the week. So we'll start with that. Are you excited for our first version here of Radio on the Nose sniff test?
Oh, Zach, I couldn't be any more excited, man. We have football, and you said it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Christmas, there's Hanukkah, then there's the first opening Sunday.
Right.
It literally goes in that order. There are some great events in between there, but you're right. When for me, when that red zone hits,
The countdown.
the eight screens pop up, and I get to hear the sweet sounds of Scott Hansen's voice.
That's right.
It is pure bliss, and it's the beginning of fantasy football. And so everyone loves their draft, Zach, when they come out. I'm telling you, how many people come out of their draft and say, I blew it? Now, there are negative people who say that.
Right.
But all of people's drafts sort of look good at the beginning, and then very quickly you find out how bad it could be.
Right.
And so for week one, for me, I can't wait. Please just stay healthy for the most part,
Right.
and just get through that. Those Christian McCaffrey fans from last year, this is the type of things that you're trying to avoid week
Right,
one.
right.
But look, have a great time, health, and as you said, it is 10 straight hours
Right,
likely
right.
on Sunday. I got the wife and children completely understanding and trained at
they
this
know.
point.
They know.
Do not get in my way.
Yeah, please. From like 12:40 on until the end of Sunday Night Football, I will be not available.
Not available.
That's it. Not available at that point. And the worst two words you could hear, by the way, in the beginning of the season for injury-wise, soft tissue. You don't want to hear soft tissue.
Are you just bringing up Devon Achane out of nowhere? Is
Yeah,
that what
Devon
you're doing?
Achane, Christian McCaffrey, whatever they are at that point.
Please,
Yeah, no
to those
soft
guys, stay healthy, man.
healthy.
We wish health for everybody.
Right. All right, so we'll start off with the sniff test, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go through all the games for the week, including Thursday Night Football. We're going to start off, we're going to go to the link. It is Dallas, the Cowboys, starting the season in Philadelphia. This should be a decent matchup here. There's a couple new faces on both teams. What do you like? What do you not like? Who passes? Who fails a sniff test for you, Dallas, Philly?
Oh, I mean, look, at the first off, what a great way to start the season.
Awesome
off.
way,
All right, we're
right.
talking about division conference rivals, the Super Bowl champions, and for me, George Pickens' first game for Dallas. As you know, I'm a big fan. So for me, Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are absolute musts on Dallas. I'm not a big fan of Ferguson. All right, Fergie. If you have a better tight end, I would probably suggest it.
Okay.
I know it's exciting to get your players in week one. But for me, to start, the two players on Dallas are the bookend wide receivers. Yeah. You flip it to the other side, man, you start everybody.
Right.
All right.
Right.
Let's go Saquon. I mean, I said it last week. I love Saquon #1 overall. I think he's the best running back in the game. Very simple, very clean. Good luck if you have him, and I expect him to obviously.
And good luck if you're playing against him.
That's probably
Right.
probably a better way to put it.
Yeah.
But a lot of people put the number 1 or 2 or 3 pick overall, and so you want your value out of him. So it's gonna be your first look. I am not concerned about the overusage because of the playoffs and Super Bowl last year. That guy was made in a factory. Other than that, look, Devonta Smith banged up. Starting, you give him a go.
Right.
A.J. Brown, obviously you're starting him as well. And then Dallas go Joe Dirt.
Joe Dirt,
Another
that's
thing is
right.
we have a lot of nicknames here, and I will
They're
not.
gonna have to get used to it. Like people are gonna have to get used to it, including Kobe, because Kobe's gonna hear us say names out there.
Right.
Especially when we get to certain wide receivers where I scream their names out. Luckily, we'll get to that later on. But that kind of happens here. Dallas Go Dirt is the player. We call him Joe Dirt. That's it.
It's Dallas Goddard, first
Right.
of all.
Whatever his name is, right.
And
I
now
have no idea.
I will never say his name again.
No,
he's a
that's
start. He's a little bit more of a start at your own risk type of guy. Okay, he's the type of player who could have 5 receptions,
Right.
45 yards and a touchdown, or he's the type of player who could get you 2 for 10. So again, this is one of those players. It depends if you have another tight end on your board.
Right.
And so he's the one guy that I'm going to say on the Eagles that I'm not so sure of. I think this is a pretty high-scoring game, and I know Philadelphia's defense is highly ranked, and we don't talk about defense so much here. Let's just say this: I think it's going to be a high-scoring game,
Okay.
and so I wouldn't be starting any defenses to get cute to have action in the first game of Thursday of Week 1.
It's tough to start it's weird too. It's tough to start a defense against Dallas because you got to feel like they're going to be in all the games. They might lose 41-38 in those games, but they're still going to put up some points. You got to feel with the way that offense is kind of.
Dak's going to throw the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to be fine.
Right.
So just overall, enjoy your Thursday night. It's going to be a banger. I really believe it.
God, I can't wait for that. It's right around the corner. When I say right around the corner, we're like literally hours away. Okay, Friday, we're going to Brazil. We're heading to Brazil for a Friday game. By the way, I'm looking at where the TV action is on this. Obviously, Thursday Night Football is on NBC and Peacock. The Friday game's YouTube. It's a YouTube game on Friday.
And
so
here
get
we
ready
are.
for that. We are in the new. So we're going to Sao Paulo, Brazil for this one in a really good matchup. Also, the Chiefs and the Chargers. Nasty game here. Also, Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert, and Cruz there. Who passes? Who fails the sniff test for this game?
I mean, the NFL gets it. Okay, let's just
course
say,
they do.
okay, they know how to feed the fan base the fans, and that is by giving us Thursday night, and now you're just going to give me Patty Mahomes on Friday.
Right.
The one player I did not like was Pat Mahomes coming into any draft
You
board.
said it,
but
right.
somebody, I hope that's listening, you drafted him. Of course, you're going to give him a start. Here's the interesting part. I know this is probably a laugher. I believe that he is going to get Travis Kelce the ball. I believe that all eyes will be on Kelce.
Yep, it should be.
The news of the big engagement,
Right,
God
right.
bless, who gives a shit. But the big news is I like Travis Kelce week 1.
Wow.
Mahomes is best friends with this guy.
Yep.
He's going to
Gotta
feed
feed
him the
him.
ball. Now, overall, the whole course of the season, can he stay healthy? Is he slow? Is he not slow?
How's the wedding planning going?
I like where your head's
Yeah,
at.
yep.
Week 1, Kelsey's in the game. I'm very interested to see how the running back situation turns out. But if you have Isaiah Pacheco,
Yep.
and I know it has absolutely nothing to Brazil, but it feels like it.
It does,
my
right.
daughter and I,
Right.
no joke, already drafted him, and we do a salsa dance every time he scores.
Wow.
We've already worked on it. In Brazil, Pacheco, I like to have in your lineup if you need a second running back that you drafted late or a flex. Xavier Worthy is the wide receiver, and we discussed Rashee Rice now officially out 6 weeks.
Right.
And if you got him, God bless if you could start off somehow 4-2, 5-1, and have one of those
And
teams.
pull Rashee,
Because when
wow.
Rashee Rice comes
Right.
in, he is a wide receiver 1, period, end of story. But until then, I think Xavier Worthy is your best bet at wide receiver, and I like him starting. He is on the the sniff test.
Yes.
He passes the sniff test. Yes.
He passes the sniff test.
there
I
you
like
go.
that.
You did
I
it
like
for
that.
me.
And what about on the other side, by the way? The Chargers at this point. I guess my big question for this is Hampton. He's going to be like the the kind of new guy, the running back there? Is Jim Harbaugh going to use him like he uses Michigan running backs? Is it going to be that kind of style offense? What do you do there with Hampton at this point?
Do I drink bourbon like 5 to 6 times a week?
Correct.
You start him.
All right,
Does Jim
all
Harbaugh
right,
like
right.
to use running backs?
Right.
This was, again, the unknown of like the Trevion Hendersons and now
Right.
the Omarion Hamptons and the Genties. Yes, you're starting Hampton. It is unnegotiable. And I expect, because that is what they do there, that he's going to have a very big volume game. What it looks like, I don't know. But due to the actual, the volume of it,
Right.
absolutely you must start him. Rashawn Slater, that is a huge
Terrible
loss
loss
for
for
the
that team.
offensive
Right,
line.
right.
But yes, you're starting Hampton, no question. But the player that I love the most on this team is Lad McConkey. In a PPR league, those who follow fantasy or remember last year, especially in the last, let's call it quarter of the season,
Right.
the dude's popping double-digit receptions.
Yep.
He's had a few 200-plus yard games. Justin Herbert feels comfortable over 1 year already with that guy. That is the stud. That is a player that I expect that wasn't sexy for all, Wes Welker, when you drafted him, wasn't sexy, right? But Lad McConkey in a PPR league, once you have him on your team and you see that he's a top 10 wide receiver by the end of the year, book it. So for me, I definitely start McConkey, and I'm definitely starting Hampton.
All right. That's the Thursday and Friday matchup now. Now we're finally going to the 1 o'clock slate on Sunday. Very excited about this. Very excited. I'm going to start off right from the list on ESPN on their schedule.
Let's go.
Tampa Bay's at Atlanta. 1 p.m. start from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. Who passes, who fails the sniff test in this game?
Okay, so Tampa just is, in my opinion, an offensive. I don't want to call it juggernaut because that's a big word, and they have every year a new offensive coordinator. But Baker Mayfield is not afraid.
Nope.
Okay, we use this term in our show for 15 years. I know we're old men now, but there's certain people who just have the balls to throw the ball into tight spaces, and we call them gunslingers.
That's right.
Okay.
Right.
Whether it was like back when we were kids, whether it was Jeff George, Warren Moon, you move up to the Matthew Staffords coming out of college, guys who are not afraid to throw it. Even a horrible example, Jameis Winston. Now, I'm naming players that obviously had their highs and lows, but they're all good fantasy players, and Baker Mayfield is not afraid.
Right.
And so for me, he was the 6th overall quarterback. You drafted him, you're starting him, and what a nice surrounding space of players. Mike Evans, year in and year out, does it. He's playing on Sunday.
Right.
What's the what's the reason he's not going to have a good game until I see the decline? And I know he's going to have some possible injuries because the hamstrings or something might give out on him at some point. But right now, week 1, Mike Evans and Emeka Egbuka are the players from Tampa Bay that you want to be starting. But my favorite of all of them is Bucky Irving. And if you drafted Bucky late 2nd, early 3rd, I'm telling you, just sit back and enjoy and watch the ride because he's going to go up. He's ascending. And last year was not a fluke. He's a wonderful player. And I'm very excited to see what this offense looks like.
No split, no anything with Rashad White, right?
And Rashad's going to get
I know he's going to get his a little bit of the touch.
The answer is
not
no.
worried about it. Okay.
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. That's what I was worried about a little bit. Atlanta, by the way, the Falcons. Obviously, Michael Penix now the starter from day one. We don't have to worry about him halfway through the season. Drake London's on that team. Bijan Robinson on the team. And then I think the curious one that I want to talk about and ask you about, you already know.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts.
Yeah.
What do you think? Who's passing? Who's failing the sniff test for Atlanta?
That's easy. Bijan and Drake London, we don't have to talk about.
Yep.
They're locked in. Right. There's one player you want to talk. Now, Penix Jr., again, a lot of these quarterbacks, I didn't mention Justin Herbert. If he's your starter, he's your starter. If Penix is in a 2-quarterback league or a super flex league,
Start him.
if you have if he has to be your starter, I don't mind this matchup.
Right.
At home, I think he's going to be ready for the moment, Penix Jr. You're asking about Kyle Pitts, though.
That's it.
That's the question.
Right.
I don't have an answer.
Okay.
I don't have an answer.
I don't think anyone
No,
does
there's
at
no
this point,
crystal
right?
ball.
Right.
The talent is there, okay? The talent is there. Are we going to finally see him break out consistently week in and week out? I hope so as a fellow Florida Gator.
Right.
I would love to see that. I would hold off on starting him unless he's your starter. That's all. Many people waited on tight end.
Right.
Took their chance. There were people, you took a chance on Warren, you took a chance on Loveland, you take a chance on Pitts. All right, start him. This is your chance.
See what happens.
But, he's the guy that for the last 3 years, you're like, do I drop him or not? Because the talent is so good, and I don't want to see that be the pattern again. So we'll see. The answer is I don't know because
Questions.
nobody knows.
Right.
All
Questions. Kobe, Kyle Pitts on your fantasy team, right?
He is one of our tight ends, yeah.
And who else do you have there?
We have, I think, Zach Ertz.
You think?
Yeah, he's got a
Okay.
he's got
He
Ertz.
was our last pick, Zach Ertz. For a dollar.
And who are you starting as of right now?
If you're putting me on the spot, I think I'm starting Ertz just because what he said.
I agree with your start.
Right.
I had Ertz in the league last year, and,
Yep.
and he was a league winner in some leagues.
Yep.
So,
Ertz was good last year, especially the end.
Kobe, so far we are 1 for 1 on
I know.
agreeing.
That's why I did that.
On agreeing
Right.
on something. I am
did that.
ready to bust his balls, but not yet.
Not yet. No, we're almost there. All right, let's go to game 2. This is from Cleveland, Ohio. Cincinnati and the Bungles are going up to the Browns at this point. Bengals, Browns, sniff test. Who do you like? Who do you not like in this one?
Great question. Great Ohio opening.
Yeah.
Well,
Battle
Cincinnati.
for Ohio.
Cincinnati. Joe Burrow, check.
Yep.
Chase Brown, nose pick of the year,
Check.
check.
Jamar
T.
Chase.
Higgins,
T. Higgins.
Check.
Okay.
Jamar Chase, check.
Yep.
End it.
Okay.
Simplest thing I had to do.
Bengals are
Wait,
easy.
all year long.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
They're all
There's
year
never
long.
a situation where T. Higgins isn't starting on your team.
Zero.
Chase Brown, Jamar
I mean,
Chase, or Burrow, right?
you got to be so good.
Right.
And then you better be making trades to get better. But the short answer is no. You're starting all those guys. The thing with T. Higgins is stay on the field, T.
Right.
Come on.
That's the problem with him, right? That's it. So if he stays there, it's fine.
As for the Cleveland,
Right. Where do we go here?
ugh,
This is a tough one. Does anyone pass the sniff test? in
is
Cleveland?
Joe Flacco starting? Is that real? Like, how?
It's
you know,
2004, right? Yeah, you should be starting.
right. Like, I remember.
2025.
I mean, Kobe wasn't born when Baltimore won. I'm telling
Kobe,
you.
what year were you born?
98.
Oh, my God.
What year did we graduate high school?
97.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I don't even.
throw that
I've
out.
lost all
I'm
accountability
done now.
here.
I'm cooked. I'm cooked.
It is a situation in Cleveland that overall I swear to God I'm starting nobody.
Right. I mean, who? Jerry Jeudy?
You have Jerry Jeudy, you have Tillman,
Right.
and then Jerome Ford. The answer,
Right.
look, Jerry Jeudy in a deeper league.
Judkins, the rookie there also.
Judkins, yes,
Judkins,
yeah.
whatever
He
his
got
name
out. He stayed out of trouble and whatnot. For week 1, Jerry Jeudy, I understand if you have to start him
you're forced to,
in a
right.
flex or a wide receiver
Right.
3
Right.
situation because Flacco does throw the ball semi-competently still, but I hate it. I've been, but this
tough.
is another shtick. I've not liked Joe Flacco
Well, forever.
literally for 6 years. Like he was playing on the Jets, he was playing for all, and I was just like, stay away, stay away. But he did come in, and he was sort of pretty awesome at a point. But for now, I'm this Cleveland team. I'm staying so far away from
I
all
know.
year long.
I get it. I totally get
As
on
you
that.
should.
Right. All right, we're heading up to Lucas Oil Stadium for our next game. 1 p.m. start. The Miami Dolphins heading to play the Indianapolis Colts and Daniel Jones as their starter.
Dimes is back.
I'm actually excited to hear your sniff test for this game here.
all right, let's
Start with the Dolphins.
all right. Let's start with the Dolphins. Let's go Dolphins.
All right.
1, but 2. A-chain, soft tissue. I'm starting them.
Yep.
I'm starting them. Tyreek, Waddle, I'm starting both
Starting.
of them too.
Right.
After that, I'm taking a sabbatical right there.
Only in a 2-quarterback league. He's not one of the 12,
He's not a top 10.
not
So-
top, or even a 12-team
No,
league. You
he's
should
not.
have him started. Okay.
Correct. He's
Okay.
ranked around 18th or 19th.
Right.
2 quarterback leagues. Again, obviously,
Different story.
different story.
Right.
But simple. I'm really excited to see how it looks. I think Waddle is going to have an improved season over last year. I think he was embarrassed. I think Mike McDaniel's job is on the line
Right.
in a sense, and I think they're going to open it up. They need to do further back drops to throw the ball down the field more. They were trying to protect Tua with his concussion problems last year, so they were doing real quick plays that really negatively worked for Tyreek and for Waddle's numbers, where Janu Smith was the star, but now we know he's with Aaron in Pittsburgh. So let's keep it very simple, very tight. A-chain, Waddle, Tua. Excuse me, not Tua. Waddle, Hill. Done.
Right.
Now
Okay,
the
sure.
fun part, Indy.
All right, so Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman Jr., Tyler Warren. That's what I'm guessing. I mean, you're not starting Daniel Jones, not even in a 2-quarterback league, right? Like outside of the
Absolutely not.
Outside of the fact that like you just got the bleep end of the stick and you had to pick up Daniel Jones at a 2-quarterback
No,
league.
I mean, look,
There's just no way.
let's not even bring up his
Okay,
name. We
all
don't,
right.
we don't have time
Danny
to talk
Dimes.
about Danny Dimes.
Right,
what we
right.
do have time for is, yes, Jonathan Taylor.
Must start.
He's a start.
Yeah.
You know, he's that boring running back this
Right.
year that you drafted the boring running
Right,
back,
but-
but he's going to get the job done most likely. That being said, the only reason Warren, if you drafted him.
Right.
He's likely the guy that you draft around 9th or 10th overall, maybe 8th, and he's your guy, and I like him. I am ready to see. Look, when you draft, I believe the 13th overall pick on a tight end, you're going to use him, unlike Atlanta did with Kyle Pitts. But that being said, I'm hearing what the tush push. Did I do it right?
You did. Well done. Look at that, Kobe. 1 week, he did it. Week and a half.
We call that learning.
Well
We're going to do the tush push. I heard he might be a candidate for that. So let's keep an eye on that because his value will go.
Oh my God.
I know. That being said, Dimes has that ability as well.
Right.
But I do like Warren. Here, the real question is, am I starting Michael Pittman Jr.? And I would normally say absolutely not, but you are maybe a little elevated Miami Dolphin fan than the norm. Are we talking about quack quack storm duck
it's gonna be
on
rough.
one end?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the secondary for Miami is
Thank
bad.
God they had Minka Fitzpatrick through that trade. Otherwise, that secondary would be one of the worst in the league. And it might be still top 5, top 6.
It's something to look at.
Yeah.
It's something to review.
Right.
I'm not starting Michael Pittman Jr. if I don't have to.
Okay.
It is Danny Dimes has gotten me so many times. He could use his feet from time to time. Sometimes actually shows some brilliance, but then it just goes all downhill somewhere. He cannot put it together,
Right.
which is just says so much to my boy AR-15 that he is not starting over Danny Dimes.
And AR-15, by the way, was your do not pick up, do not start all year last year, and now Danny Dimes is there. That's a scary quarterback room.
It's a scary situation for the GMs there, and I expect their season to tank pretty badly.
Yep, I would assume so as well. All right, we're heading up to Foxborough for the next matchup, where the minority owner Tom Brady and the Raiders are heading back to New England to play the Patriots there. Mike Vrabel led now, brand new with Drake May, that whole squad there. What do you like? What do you not like? Stu passes. Who fails the sniff test there?
Well, I love my boy Geno Smith. I'm going to say that the head
South
coach,
Florida Express,
coach, first ever quarterback and head coach this year at OT7 for South Florida Express. That being said, he is a second quarterback in a 2-quarterback system,
right.
but he's got Brock Bowers to get to the ball, and Brock Bowers is going to elevate. I believe Brock Bowers is the next Travis Kelce, who was the next Tony Gonzalez, who, let's keep going, was the next Antonio Gates. And I'm going to stop there, but mention Mark Bavaro because I wanted to.
Of course, why not?
But you are going to love Brock Bowers out there. The one player that I do recommend is Jacoby Myers. Okay, Jacoby Myers is going to be a good PPR, deep flex play. So I could say recommend him. And I'm waiting for the NFL to see Genti, who I believe is the next type of Saquon Barkley mold.
Okay.
And I expect him, and if you drafted him, the unknown, I expect that draft pick to pay dividends, and you're going to have a really, really nice season.
Has he been in most leagues that you've watched and seen a top 10 pick, like top 8 pick?
He's going anywhere between 8 and 12.
Okay.
In almost every draft.
Right. That's what I figured at that point. New England, on the other hand.
On the other hand, New England. A lot of people are loving Drake May. A lot of people are calling him.
I feel like you don't.
All these experts. I think he's a talented player.
Okay.
I do not think he's the fantasy quarterback this year.
All right.
You know, you got Stephon Diggs, right? And what do you do with that? You know, I'm starting Stephon Diggs. I'm going to start him week 1, and I'm really excited about Trevion Henderson.
Yeah.
The one also player that is sneaky, scary good, or could be, is Demario Douglas. So you have,
that.
look, there's some hits and misses on this one, but I'm going with Trevion Henderson for sure, okay? That guy's got home run potential, and I want to start him week 1 against Vegas, whose defense, outside of that one star,
Max Crosby.
okay, outside of him,
Right.
not so impressive.
Right.
Other than that, I want to see this offense first. So you shouldn't. Again, it depends on your your lineup. Every league is different. I'm really interested to seeing how that wide receiver duo looks like after this weekend.
Yep, and we'll see. We'll see.
And we shall see.
Right. We're heading to Caesar Superdome in New Orleans. Arizona and New Orleans. This could be the stink bowl of the week. I was going to do Pittsburgh and the Jets as the stink bowl of the week, but Kobe's in the room. He's a Steeler fan. So I'm going to go with Arizona and New Orleans here. Maserati, Kyler Murray, Jimmy Connors, all our favorites on that Arizona team. And then there's New Orleans. Wah, wah.
You didn't mention the one guy that I like the most.
Trey McBride.
You really came back.
I know.
You're working
It took me
harder.
a second.
Yeah.
I have to upstairs. I got to know all the chasers.
You
are
know what I've
upstairs.
noticed
Right.
since you've been working here?
Let me hear it.
You're slightly better at sports.
I am. I did sports radio 25 years. I haven't been as good as I am now. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
actually,
I know that.
you leveled out and plateaued. To be
I did.
honest with you,
I did.
it's always something we never discussed. That
Yeah, it
I was a
happens.
little embarrassed about.
Yeah, it happens.
But
Devontae Adams, remember that?
oh jeez,
Oh, we don't have to talk. We'll tell Kobe that off the air. Yeah.
you are doing pretty well here.
Thank you.
Trey McBride
Yeah.
going to have 100 catches this year.
I hope so. Is he
real
going to score more than one touchdown?
the real question is Maserati.
Right. Are we gonna get a breakout?
What's happening? Man, he looks cut. He looks ready. He was supposed to do it last year. Personally, I wasn't a big fan at Ohio State. I was not. Jeremiah Smith, JJ, leagues over him, and just a freshman. Okay, so for me, you have to start Maserati. You have to start Jimmy Connor based on where you draft him, and you have to start Trey McBride. And Kyler Murray is very likely one of your quarterbacks. And the good news is you're going against the Stink Bowl, so maybe they'll have some good results because then we're getting into the other side.
Right.
What do you do with New Orleans?
I don't know.
What do you-
Spencer Rattler's QB1. Chris Olave? Kamara?
Well, that's what those. Stop there.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't even know the tight end is there.
Stop there. Kamara has earned the start, right, Kobe? Completely has earned a start. It's Chris Olave.
What do you do with him? He's a top wide receiver when he's a quarterback.
And when he's healthy, one
Right.
of the best route runners, one of the
Right.
best hands in the game, and he's got Rattler throwing the ball. I'm starting him.
Okay.
I am starting him.
All right.
And that's it. So there's 2 players in New Orleans, and I'm not thrilled about starting either of them yet.
Right,
but we
right.
got to see what Spencer looks like. And my opinion is, I'm not a big fan of his.
Yep.
Okay? I watched him in college quite a bit. Let's see what happens. 2 players there only. And if you don't start Chris Olave, I'm okay with it. That means you had a really good draft, you have some depth, and you wanted to see possibly, what he looked like week 1. So if you have that luxury, maybe take it. I'm not overly excited. I just think he's going to have good target share.
We're heading to MetLife Stadium for the next one. This is the Kobe Bowl, I like to call it. The Pittsburgh Steelers and Aaron Rodgers heading back to play the New York Jets. What do you like? What do you not like here? I'm really interested to hear your Pittsburgh takes because we're now looking at a brand new, all new Pittsburgh offense.
I know.
Like this is something brand. It's
Man,
Aaron
I don't know.
Rodgers, it's DK Metcalf, Jalen Warren. What am I missing here, Kobe, for Pittsburgh?
Not much.
Right.
Jonnu, but
No,
Jonnu
Jonnu.
Smith. Right, I love Jonnu. Love Jonnu.
it's hard to start anyone on the Steelers because they have 4 tight ends, and you never know.
And they have a 45-year-old quarterback.
Right,
okay,
right,
I know he's not 45. I'm
Right.
45.
Plus-
But that being said,
By the way, plus 7,500.
I have
Pick that.
Aaron Rodgers
Right.
was not a good fantasy quarterback 4 years ago.
Right.
4 years ago was not a good quarterback, but it was the big name.
Of course.
Okay,
Aaron
it was
Rodgers.
It was Aaron Rodgers, who is a Hall of Famer and a first ballot and a superstar.
Right.
I don't see it. I think that he'll be okay. I know he looks good. I think this is an actual improvement over some of the quarterbacks of the recent past of the Steelers, but another veteran of the game. But we'll talk about him on the other side because that's who's playing there. But look, DK Metcalf, you're starting him, and Caleb Johnson is a player that
that's right.
I have my eyes on. I am a big fan. Iowa second-round pick, really talented, very, very, very talented guy. If you have to start him because he was one of those guys where you went with however you want to call it, the zero running back approach or however
Right,
it is,
right.
I'm totally okay with it. Janu Smith, again, I'd like to see the usage first. So this is another team that we need to see what it looks like, Kobe. You have no idea what it looks like.
He's excited, though. Kobe's excited for this.
I mean, it's the start of the NFL season.
I know.
Hope is real. Like
Right.
all of the bullshit and the minutia that's out there with all of the negativity. Say with the Dolphins, for example, they have 2 easy first games. They go 2-0 and they're going to the Super Bowl to the fans.
Right,
so
right.
it's all about how you start off going on here. Rodgers is a true mystery. I mean, can the fountain of youth come?
Right.
Let's
In
see.
Pittsburgh.
I don't know. In
Now-
Pittsburgh, right?
All right, so now we have to go to the other side because you got Brees Hall, you got Garrett Wilson, you got Braylon Allen, you got Justin Fields. I don't even know who plays tight end there. I'm not thinking about it. But there are some starters on this team. What do you do here? And is Justin Fields one of those guys that we're talking about, not in the top 12, obviously, if you're in a 12-team league, but double quarterback league, super flex league? Are you starting Justin Fields? I mean, the talk of the town here, especially for our fantasy draft,
Don't
was,
say it.
Go ahead.
I don't want to hear the talk of the town.
The talk of the town was you take Justin Fields because he's going to be a 1,000-yard rusher and maybe run for 8 touchdowns.
The talk of the town agrees with the nose at least. I like
Okay.
Justin Fields.
All right, I want to hear what your thoughts
cannot,
are. Right.
You cannot undervalue the running quarterback.
Right, right.
And I happen to believe that he's just had a very interesting and bad shake, but every year, the brain, the development, I think they got themselves, believe it or not, an exciting, fun quarterback that's going to have a good season.
Wow.
I don't want to get too over the top, but I'm starting him for sure in a 2-quarterback league, Superflex. And there are some leagues that if you're in a 12-team or 14-team league and you waited and Justin Fields was the guy that you picked at 11 or 12,
Right.
I have absolutely no problem with it because of, again, the amount of yards he's going to catch with his feet is going to be why everybody had that hype on Kyler Murray. And,
Right.
it dates back to all of the running quarterbacks when it goes back to the Michael Vicks of the world, the Donovan McNabbs of the world. But overall, I'm optimistic on the season for Justin Fields. Now, in the backfield, that's a whole different story. And look, Justin Fields, if Garrett Wilson has a good year, it's because Justin Fields was able to get him the ball, and I believe that is going to be the case. So I'll just get that out of the way. Of course, you're starting that guy.
Okay.
Man, how many Ohio State players are we getting into?
A lot of Ohio State
It's
players.
been
Right,
a lot.
Right.
It's the running back situation. Now, I happen to be a big Breece Hall fan. Still am. Still believe. Not many, believe in him as much as I do.
Right.
And there is one of the best backup running backs, Braylon Allen,
Yeah,
is
love
a
him.
super talent.
Right.
So I think that's going to look more like a 50-50 split.
Wow, that's not good for Breece Hall.
No, it's not. But Breece Hall is probably someone in your fantasy league week 1 that you have to start as an RB2 or a flex, and I'm okay with it.
2 more 1 o'clock matchups here. We're going to head back to Landover, Maryland, because this is the New York Football Giants and the Washington not Redskins. I like to call them.
No, they're the
Washington
Redskins.
Not Redskins. I know. I don't really call them.
Are we allowed to do what we want and say what we want? It's the Redskins on this show.
Yeah, if we want to, they're the Redskins here. That's fine. Is
that okay?
I don't think we can get canceled. Probably not. Kobe will let us know if we're canceled or not.
I don't think we're getting canceled for
Probably
that.
not early.
I mean,
Maybe
there's
by
a
week 5.
lot of other stuff that we're going to do on the
Right,
show
right, that's a
that
good
is
point.
cancelable.
Well done. Well said. Right.
We are just a men of our youth in the 80s and the 90s.
Right.
And my
That's it.
God, those were some great teams back then.
Remember, Kobe was born in 98. We graduated high school in 97. Just always remember that.
You were born in 98?
98.
You missed that before? Did you miss when I asked him? I asked him.
Oh, God.
You missed it.
I
Went
have,
right over
I
your
have
head.
such a great line right now.
Went
I
right
just
over
don't
your
even
nose.
know if I could say it.
Went
Keep
right
going.
over your nose. New York Football Giants and the Washington Redskins. Who do you like? Who do you not like? I'm not calling them the Commanders.
Okay. The Redskins have the best quarterback that we discussed of the Justin Fields type.
Okay, fine.
Forgot about that.
I
part.
didn't know where you were going
sorry.
there. I didn't know where you were going. Right.
Jaden Daniels just notched Jalen Hurts in terms of the guy who could use their feet. My God, I'm super excited to see what year 2 is.
I can't.
I
wait
do
to
not
it,
see a
right.
step back.
There's a lot of pressure on him, by the way. He's got it.
But look, the Redskins had so many weird games that they won. I don't know, 6 or 7 was it in the last 2 minutes? So they had such incredible success late in the game.
Right.
This guy's just a born winner. So he's just so exciting to watch. Scary Terry obviously signed and now becomes a really nice wide receiver 1. The real question here are what running back do you start there, if any, to start?
Right.
And it's the Croskett Merritt,
Yeah,
the
like
three-namer.
Yeah, I don't even know. I'm not.
So
even
his
being
nickname is.
tempted.
I have a big.
We have a nickname for
we
him
have-
already?
There's a
Thank
big
God.
insider, Commander Redskin fan. He's an insider named Matt Wallach, and
Okay.
and the nickname is simply Bill.
Bill. Let's go.
Bill.
I like that. That's
so
easy.
it's done because I
Okay.
can. I don't do good with
No, that's
with
fantastic.
these long names.
Right.
Look, I still am hesitant to start any Washington running back week
Right.
1 because we really truly do not know
No.
what the usage is going to look like. You got Aaron Ekeler,
Right.
and I know they traded Robinson. Rodriguez is there that was from Arizona. I don't want to start anybody there until we know what we're dealing with.
Okay.
Week 1
Gotcha.
is played a little bit more safe. The real question is, do you start Deebo Samuel?
Well, there it is. Right.
And my answer is, I'm not.
You're not going to start him week 1. Okay.
If I don't have to.
Okay.
Again, remember, listen, it's
might be in a
all
league where it's your
about
flex,
it's
right?
all about if you're in a a one quarterback, a two running back, two wide receiver, one flex league, he's not the guy.
Right.
But in a two running back, three wide receiver, one flex league, yeah, he's going to make your lineup. But if you have better options, I think this is a target share situation. And again, when they haven't played together, I want to see it first. He's going to get some bubble screens. He's going to try. They're going to get the ball in space. Is he going to break one? I'd love to see it. I love me some Debo.
Right.
But ultimately, siding on caution.
New York Football Giants. Russell Wilson, Tyrone Tracy, Cam Scatterbo, Malik Neighbors. Obviously, Neighbors. Is there anyone else?
I'm just blown away that you know all these players now because you
Gotta
pull
sell
cards.
the Chasers. Gotta sell the Chasers
Dude,
upstairs.
you are so much easier to work with than
Gotta
last
sell
year.
the Chasers upstairs. You know?
Malik Neighbors is one of the biggest talents and stars there is.
Has to be.
So if you picked him in that late first, early second, it may have seemed to some early, not to the nose.
No.
Okay, that guy could play some ball.
so good.
I like Tracy. So for me, the running back situation, he is a safe start for me, say over any of the Washington Redskin guys.
Okay.
Because I know the volume is going to be
Right,
there.
right.
Cam's going to be, I don't believe he's going to be playing. And so therefore, I think the opportunity, the targets, etc., is going to be a good start out of there. Outside of that, pretty much done with that. I want to see Russell Wilson perform
That was my next
on
question
a
for you.
big stage. I'm not
Right.
starting Russell Wilson anywhere. Another guy that, 10 years ago I enjoyed quite a bit. Great, one of the best runners. Like we were just bringing up.
Right.
Oh, he was elite.
Plus, he had DK and Tyler Lockett. Like that team, Marshawn was there. Like that was a nasty
But they didn't give
offense.
Marshawn the ball.
No, they did. Well, it was the dumbest move in Super Bowl history.
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 There's no worse move than that in the history.
Since
of
we're talking about Russell, I blame Russell Wilson. Also, obviously that's
should
a
he have
joke.
called an audible there?
That's what I'm saying. Right. Should have called.
Should he have done that?
Oh, we have Marshawn Lynch. We're on the
Super
1
Bowl,
yard of the
that's
Super
ballsy.
Bowl.
Wait, that's ballsy.
And we're going to throw
Pete Carroll,
a
ballsy.
2 yard in. I mean, great job.
Right. Malcolm Butler, never heard of again after that. Never heard from again.
But my God, that guy will never go into a bar in
Foxborough, in New England, in Boston? Are you
Boston.
kidding me? Right.
And
right.
he's a god.
All right. Last 1 o'clock one. Carolina and Jacksonville. As we like to call it here in the building, it's J-Mo versus Grant. You don't know the names yet, or the people yet, but you know the names. This is a tough one here. I'm excited to see this one because there's a lot of young talent on these teams, but there's a lot of pressure in Jacksonville to kind of turn it up here. Travis Hunter there, Brian Thomas, T. Law, big one there. I think the biggest question for me that I would ask you for that is, what the hell do you do at running back for Jacksonville?
So I think the offensive coordinator is going to come into there and run the ball. They're going to have success running the rock. I believe the offensive coordinator, and I know Kobe's the superstar. Let's see if I'm still good. Came from Tampa Bay, correct? You can stat check me. Where Rashad White and Bucky Irving came out of nowhere and really, established themselves. So we have to see what it looks like there. I am leaning, not even leaning. I like ETN if you're going to start a running back there. And quite honestly, I got a good gut feeling of ETN having a touchdown and very startable. So he's one of those players that you have to make a decision like right off the bat on. And I'm saying definitively, I'm giving him a go. And I'm also saying the same for Travis Hunter, another SFE alum. They're got to get him the ball.
Right. How do you not at this point? Right.
No. You use the third pick. I mean, they better get him a touchdown. This team needs star power, and they got a star. Travis Hunter is a star. So let's see what the usage looks like. And when I mean usage, I mean offense versus defense. I'm expecting 70% of the snaps on offense, which is obviously a green light. Go, go, go. But this is, obviously Brian Thomas Jr. star, another just absolutely.
All right, so let me ask you this
beast.
before I have to
Yeah.
sidebar before you even answer.
Sidebar the sidebar.
You're either going to be loved or hated after this answer in this building.
I'm happy for it.
What do you do with Trevor Lawrence? Is Trevor Lawrence a top 12 quarterback in fantasy for starting? Is he 14 or is he just out of that?
Who's Sunshine? We call him by our name here? T Law?
Yes.
That's what everyone else calls him.
That's within the building, right? I'm stuck in the building. What do you expect?
The thing with you're
tough one.
asking a believer and a player that I believed out of high school, I believed out of college, and I believed in the pros.
Oh,
and
now
I,
we got money on the line.
and I believe he got a bad shake. I believe he had bad
Okay.
management. He had bad offensive coordinator, Peterson. It was just all breaking bad. There is no more. It is the time is now.
Duval.
It's never been. Ooh.
Duval.
Okay. Bench You brought it back. I'll bench everybody. Brian, what was that?
I mean, it was horrible.
No,
That's
it
what
was.
right?
It was like
I would have rather had Grant or Bugsy literally
Fire-
jump up and scream
no,
Duval.
fire
because
him
that's
immediately
right.
and start over. Like
Right.
whatever
Even
the contract.
Zach, even Zach.
Every contract's like a 1 week clause or something. What
Right.
was that?
It was terrible. Right.
No, I'm really excited to see what Travis Hunter looks like. And a lot of people are asking me about ETN week 1, and I'm
Right.
starting him.
Okay. All right, I like that. All right, Carolina. Bryce Young, T-Mac, rookie there.
Yes.
Chuba Hubbard, or
So-
whatever the hell you call
so
him.
he's the new T-Mac. I like that.
Like, yeah, I can't say his name, that's why.
No, neither could I.
What is it? Tetarada Mc... No, it's T-Mac. That's it.
Yeah.
We're done. It's over. Week 1, we've already done it. He's
A few years ago, Jed Fish did a great job with him in Arizona.
He did.
Then he came and Jed goes to Washington and he doubles down and has a great
Smart.
year. Looks great in the preseason. Looks the part. I'm expecting Bryce Young in this offense to take let's not exaggerate.
Okay.
A nice small rise. I don't see it plummeting. I think Bryce Young's smart, and if he gets protection, and this is all about the offensive line for Carolina, then I think he's going to have a better season.
Mm-hmm.
So T-Mac, week 1, believe it or not, I'm starting. I think they're going to get him the ball. And I'm starting my favorite little Chubba Hubba Bubba.
love him,
You know,
right.
the engine that could.
Right.
They paid him. He deserved it. He earned it. You start him. Bryce Young, even in 2 quarterback leagues, I don't love him as a fantasy quarterback,
Okay.
but I do believe he can facilitate and get the ball to your boy T-Mac.
Right.
And Chubba, obviously, is a
Chuba
simple
Hooba
handoff.
Hooba Hooba Hooba. All right, that's the 1 o'clock slate. 1 o'clock slate is now done. We're moving on to the 4 o'clock games. I believe there's 4 of them. We're going to start with Tennessee and Denver in Mile High out there. Cam Ward and Bo Nix. How about that? Got a little matchup there of two young QBs. What do you like? What do you not like in this
Well,
one?
I'll just because my short-term memory, I just got to say I love Bo Nix, and then I'm going to say it. I'm going to live by it. I'm going to die by that sword. He is the new version of the gunslinger. This is a guy who's going to run around.
Sean Payton, too.
Exactly.
Wow.
And you got yourself a quarterback that has a great offensive mind coach. They had a great rapport with Cortland Sutton last year. You're starting Cortland Sutton. And overall, I just think that this team is making the playoffs, and R.J. Harvey is going to be a big part of that offense. You drafted R.J. Harvey. You're starting R.J. Harvey, okay? You drafted Cortland Sutton. You're starting Cortland Sutton. And, Bo Nix is a must start in all fantasy leagues, 1 or 2 quarterbacks for me. That's where he is. He was not drafted to be anyone's backup. And outside of that, unless I'm forgetting buddy Kobe, I think I'm pretty clean on that. I want to be
Denver's
done.
offense, yeah. I think you're good there, too. Tennessee, by the way, obviously Cam Ward.
Oh, man, I'm excited.
Yeah, so am I. I'm excited to see how this offense kind of runs, but I am excited for one player on this team more than anything else.
Who's that?
Calvin Ridley. I'm really excited to see if Calvin.
You know how I feel about Calvin.
I know, but I'm excited to see
Top level
Right,
route
that he can
runner.
Go back to being the guy again.
He
right
just
here.
needed to be in the
Right.
right situation. I love Cam Ward, not for fantasy yet, although it might
Soon.
be. He could week 1. We could be having the show in a week, and we could be like, "Who drafted Cam Ward?" Or we go, "You have Cam Ward and you have Kyler Murray. What are you doing?"
Right.
That's how. Now, do I expect that? Maybe not after week 1. The
Okay.
talent though is there.
Right.
He's wonderful. Pollard as the running back is a start. Spears is nowhere to be found for a few weeks. That's going to be volume based, and I think he has the type of breakaway speed that we saw in Dallas that he can break one. So Pollard's a start for me. It's the real, and Calvin Ridley I'm starting. Cam though is going to be, all eyes are going to be on him,
Yep,
and
of course.
we'll see by week 2 how we feel fantasy wise
Right.
about him.
See how if he moves into the conversation or not. We're going to Seattle for the next one. San Francisco and the 49ers are heading out to
Another
Seattle
classic.
to play the Seahawks. Nice NFC West battle there. Who do you like and not like here? I want you to actually start with San Francisco here. I'm excited to hear what you think here.
Are you? You're genuinely
I am.
excited.
Well, because for the last couple of years, you know that I've been stuck with either that number 1 pick or number 2 pick, and I've taken C-Mac in every single league, and he's broken my heart for years now. He's healthy. He's coming to the season. I don't hear the 2 words that I hate hearing, and I told you about that earlier.
Soft tissue?
Soft tissue. I don't like that. Unless you're telling me what my toilet paper is going to feel like. I don't want it soft tissue anywhere in a fantasy football comment. What do you like here for San Francisco and not like? Sniff test, pass, fail. Who does it?
Okay. Brock Purdy is probably the kind of guy that is a borderline starter in your QB1 one of the top QB2 in a double league or super flex. Obviously, that's a simple one. Look, Christian McCaffrey is, I said it in the show, our opening show, if you could tell me Christian McCaffrey was going to play 17 weeks of football and play and not get hurt, I'm picking him with the number one overall pick.
Right.
And I know where he is in age, but remember, his injuries were not ones that I guess linger on. He is fully healthy right now. He's got his legs in a big way. He's coming in great shape. So I'm just rooting for Christian McCaffrey just to stay healthy. And if he does, it's just going to be a monster season.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
It's a monster season. There's some sneaky good wide receivers that are really hard to say. Like, are you starting Jennings or are you starting Ricky Pearsall?
Right.
And those are players that again, it's based on your lineup. I'm okay with you starting both of them. I don't love it.
Right.
I'm okay with it. But they're going to be the guys there. We have to set it up. They're going to be the guys there for the first 8 weeks until Brandon
Ayuk
comes back and takes
Glad
some of that
that's back.
some of that target share. And one of my favorite and grittiest players and one of the coolest dudes, George Kittle, week in, week out, start.
Not even a question. Right? Not even a question at that point. Seattle, on the other hand.
The great unknown. I'm super excited about the great unknown. Like, let's just ask the question. Like, what is a Sam Darnold?
That is it rhetorical? Is there an answer for that or not?
No,
because
it was
Last
rhetorical.
year, Sam Darnold for about 14 weeks looked like he could be the MVP of the NFL,
That is correct.
and then all of a sudden, Sam Darnold, it's like the midnight struck, and he turned back into the pumpkin at that point. Like, it was,
When it mattered.
right, playoffs, everything, he was gone at that point. So I look at that and I say, body of work for fantasy football. Let's go. He could be a big time player. I don't want him as my actual quarterback of my team or playoff time my quarterback, but we're talking fantasy football. We're talking numbers. We're talking stats. We're talking touchdowns. We're not talking about if you want him as your starter on your franchise. We're talking about a fantasy football team. So what do you do with Sam Darnold? I don't think he cracks that top 12 for you, but is he in that 15 to 18 range or no way?
I asked because you nailed everything. Again, this
welcome.
is getting uncomfortable.
I
for me.
sit around Kobe all day. What do you expect?
It's getting uncomfortable.
Right.
Look, he was so great last year, and he just proved to be able to get Jefferson and Addison the ball, hawk the ball. He was great.
Helps when you have those guys.
His accuracy was top 3 in the NFL. I think fantasy-wise, we're not talking about him, but I'm going to try to pronounce his name one time, and then I'm done.
Okay.
Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Right.
So forever
done.
now, it's JSN.
Just JSN, right.
Done.
Right.
I think this is one of the biggest bump ups. Okay, I had the nose pick of the year being Chase Brown. Jackson's JSN
Yeah, be careful. Yeah.
was probably in the top 4 to 5
Wow.
candidates in that range.
Okay.
I think he has every opportunity. Obviously, this is 1 + 1 = 2. DK Metcalf gone. Lockett's, done. This is his show.
Yep.
It's the absolute JSN show. I think he has every opportunity to be a wide receiver 1. It's the running back situation there that is brutal because I love both of them.
Yep.
Kenny Walker runs with a style and that I am obsessed with. He will run through you. He will run past you. He can't stay healthy. Zach, what do you call the Chardonnay? Chardonnay is really good too.
Yes, he is.
So you have your situation where you have 2 really good running backs that I think are going to produce, and I think it's going to be a 50-50 split. If I had to pick one for week 1, it's Kenneth Walker the third. But if you have Charbonnet on your bench, you're going to smile at some point because Kenny's going to go down, and now you have yourself an RB1.
Right. That'll help out for sure. 425. The Lions go to Green Bay. We're going to Lambeau Field for that one. Jordan Love on one side, Jared Goff on the other. Ben Johnson gone from Detroit now. He's gone. Offensive coordinator is gone from that unbelievably high-powered offense. And Green Bay, they're Green Bay. They're consistent. They'll put up good numbers for you. But what do you like? What do you not like here?
That was really good analysis.
Yeah, listen.
You said nothing just now. You just talked for like 10
So I
seconds.
sounded like a guy on TV.
Fair enough.
Right.
But you literally just gave information and said nothing.
Right. You're welcome. If NBC or anyone's watching, Amazon, I'm available.
So the Lions are like an enigma. Like there's like 10 guys you could start, it feels like.
Right.
Exaggeration. But of course, like Gibbs could be the best running back in the game.
Right.
Montgomery, believe it or not, he's starting in 90% of fantasy leagues for the right reasons. He's still going to get volume and he scores touchdowns. You got Laporta banged up. If Laporta's starting, you're starting him as your tight end. And then you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. And then you have Jameis, I love my whiskey, Williams.
Love him.
I know you love him.
I know.
Because he's a bang bang. You love the 80-yard touchdown.
I mean, listen, there could be a game where you look and you're like, wow.
No, there will be games.
Guy only had 3 catches. I can't believe it. But he had 140 yards on those 3 catches, and one was a 90-yard touchdown.
So I'm really interested to see what the offense looks like. I'm so interested to see the usage and how the ball is spread around in general. You start them all. You start them all. There's no way Jameis Williams is on your bench. Okay.
No, my God.
And then everybody else who I mentioned is a start.
Right.
Like very clean. That's a lot of players you must start. I mean, I know they scored 35, 42 points a lot last year, but let's see. Ben Johnson's in Chicago.
Right.
I'm really excited to see what that looks like. Let's see what it looks like. But overall, I'm going to assume that your boy Dan Campbell is smart enough to keep a similar offense. I think they'll have it down. I really do.
They'd be crazy to change it at this point. They'd be
Fair
crazy.
enough.
Green Bay.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan Love, when are we going to see the real consistency? When are we going to see this breakout? He starts off so hot. He looks the part. He has the right build. He's got the right arm. I'm still nervous about him. I really am, Zach. And they have so many decent wide receivers.
Right.
Let's just say that.
Not a 1.
But not a 1. Now, they drafted for the first time in forever.
Golden.
Yeah. And so we're going to see what the Golden Boy looks like. Because, man, when you're watching Texas games, he's really fast.
He was really good.
He was really
good.
fast.
Right.
But overall, with this team, I want to see what they look like first before I'm getting too far ahead of myself in terms of starting players there. Right. I want to see what it looks like.
All right, last 4 o'clock game, Inglewood, California. The Houston Texans head there to play the Rams.
I just want to go back. Obviously, you're starting the running back.
Josh Jacobs.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that would have been an obvious one anyway at that point. What do you like for Houston? Houston's offense a little weird right now for me, running back and wide receiver wise. And for the Rams, I think we know there's a couple guys there you have to start.
When you say weird, I'm actually, I've been making fun of you. Like, it was actually, you fell ass backwards into the right word.
Yeah.
It is.
It's weird.
What's weird is you got CJ Stroud, who you think's going to be like the next coming of God, right? And then he really, last year.
He stunk it up last year.
He stunk it up.
Whether it was his fault or not.
That offensive line.
Terrible. And it's worse. It's worse. Larry Tunsil's now the left tackle for the Redskins.
How do you know all this? Long story. Dude, Kobe, this guy never learned any of it. Like, nothing.
I sell cards now. I got to learn it.
It's like a real show all of a sudden.
Got to sell it. Houston.
That is the worst offensive line.
It's bad. It's bad.
Jersey Joe out.
All right.
Nick Chubb in.
All right.
See what that looks like.
Jeez.
Believe it or not, you need a starting running back. I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I know. I might have to.
But let me tell you, do I love Nico Collins. But I know he can't stay healthy, and I'm sorry.
Right.
He cannot.
You're
going to
get 9 good games out of him, but that might be it.
Oh, is he good?
Right.
He is one of the best route runners and separators of the ball, and his length. He is a star, and he got drafted late first, early second for a reason. And I'm very excited to see him. I'm also really excited to see Jaden Higgins, who is an up-and-comer over there as their wide receiver too, to see what that connection looks like. Not starting him, but I'm excited to see it. But the number one, all eyes on CJ Stroud.
Yeah, it has to be at this point. LA Rams, what do you think there?
What do I think there? It all depends on Matthew Stafford's health. Kyron Williams, you're starting him.
Yep.
Okay, you got the two obvious, Adams and Puka Nacua.
By the way, sidebar, Adams on the season, because of Puka there also.
1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns.
Wow, I like that.
He's Devontae Adams.
I know he is.
Man, let me tell you something. Maybe I'm a little softy because when I won my fantasy league last year, in the fantasy playoffs, some of the most monster games where I had some players not perform, and he just went nuts.
He did go nuts.
And it's called survive in advance. So maybe I have a little soft spot for Devontae Adams, or maybe he's one of the best wide receivers in the last 5 to 10 years.
Right. And then there's Puka.
Look, he's getting a little long in the tooth, and that we always have to look into that.
All right.
And by the way, for the the young generation, that means he's getting old. Right. But Puka Nacua, Adams, as long as Stafford's healthy, these are easy guys to start.
Okay. Kobe, before we go to the Sunday night game, did you know what long in the tooth meant before he said that?
I've heard the term before.
Okay, but did you know that it meant like being old? Be honest.
Answer the question, man.
Answer the question.
You did not know.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
By the way, this is a new.
This is a great dynamic with the old guys and Kobe. In the room.
I'm
so excited.
I am so excited.
We're gonna check ourselves so many times with Kobe in the room. I'm so excited for that. I really am. Plus, I love Kobe, so this helps out too. All right, Sunday Night Football. In all honesty, we talked about the fact that the NFL did it right on Thursday night. They did it right on Friday. 1 o'clock and 4 o'clocks we know are good. Sunday Night Football is Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen. Like, I almost could skip the fours to give myself a rest.
Goodell,
just to get ready for
Goodell
that.
gets shit, but my God, these guys know what they're doing. And
Bills Mafia in Buffalo. Lamar Jackson comes to town. Josh Allen. Could be an AFC Championship game preview. Could be two of the best teams in the AFC, two of the top teams in the NFL. What a game on Sunday Night Football.
I'm happy to review it, although it's pretty obvious. And there's a player I do want to mention that I think I see on a lot of waiver wires too. But, okay, Lamar Jackson, you're starting him.
Duh.
D. Henry.
Duh.
Now, Zay Flowers is you're starting him.
Risky start, though?
It's a risky start
Yeah.
all season long.
Yeah.
I'm calling it all season long.
Yeah.
Where the fun for me comes in is the Mark Andrews. Whoa, what happened to that last year?
Right.
He started out really slow, but at the end of the year, Mark Andrews was putting up
good.
Mark Andrews type numbers. The player I wanted to bring up is, what does Isaiah Likely look like? How much percentage share does he get of the offense?
Scary for Andrews.
And how many drafts happened where he wasn't picked up
Right.
because all of these leagues had him, very low on their draft boards, and a lot of people who draft are just like puppy dogs, just picking the next guy off.
Right.
He's a free agent, guys. He could be a really good tight end. All right, like he could be good. So I'm not starting him, but I'm starting Mark Andrews if again you didn't address the court.
Right.
There was 3.5, tight ends. I give Laporta the half a point on that one.
Okay.
After that, it's a bunch of guys that have upside, have potential. Mark Andrews has that still to be he has a good potential still to be a TE top 5,
Yeah.
but closer to the 5 range.
He was like 2 or 3 a couple years
For
ago.
years,
behind
no, for
Kelsey,
years.
right?
Yeah.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. I'm going to recommend, what? You guys come into the show. I'm going to recommend starting Josh Allen week 1.
Oh, that's good. That's perfect. That's a really good one. Should we end the show now? That should be like the last thing we say.
Was that, I did good?
Josh Allen is probably a good start.
Am I a fantasy expert?
You are after that comment? How could you not be considered?
Dude, Jimmy Cook last year
Yep.
led the NFL in running back touchdowns.
Rushing touchdowns. That's
You
right.
start him. Like this is very easy. The question is Dalton Kincaid. What do we do with him?
Right.
He's another one of those guys. I happen to like the targets on Kincaid.
I think Josh Allen likes him a lot too.
I think so too. And the one breakout player of the year that I am predicting
Ooh, I can't wait to hear
is
this.
Keon
I
Coleman.
knew it was coming.
And I like him week 1. He's having this apparent monster preseason. I don't think he could break out, and he's not really finding space. I think he's slow for a wide receiver in the NFL, but his body shape and just in general, I think he's going to get the ball. I want to hear. Apparently, he's getting more open. He was not getting open last year.
No separation?
No separation. Thank you. It was what I was looking
I know
for.
you were,
I needed
right.
your help on it.
I was going to say
He
penetration.
is not. He
Yeah.
didn't separate last year. He's separating more this year. He's the one wide receiver that I'm currently trusting. But there's a lot of other guys out there that have a shot at being good. Josh Palmer, I believe. Right? Palmer.
Palmer's there.
He went from the Chargers, who was always really solid, right? But now when you got Josh Allen hasn't had wide receivers to throw the ball to. Like Amari Cooper got old. Now he's going back to, with Geno in Vegas. But he's going to throw it. So Josh Palmer is a player that I want your eyes on. And if he's on your bench, keep him there for week 1. But he has the potential to get the targets and be good. But simply put, Jimmy Cook, Josh Allen, possibly Dalton Kincaid, and I do like Keon Coleman.
Sad to say, but now Sunday's over, and we're moving on to Monday Night Football. The Sunday slate of games is done now. Pretty good game on Monday Night Football as well. The Vikings and J.J. McCarthy's first ever NFL start after a rookie season where he didn't play one game, and Caleb Williams and that offense and new head coach there as well. I'm actually kind of excited to see how this game kind of works itself out, but what do you like on both sides? What do you not like? Who's not starting on these teams for you? How about that? That's a better question.
I love Ben Johnson.
Okay? We know that.
And Caleb Williams looks like a different human being. But he's got to go against Brian Flores' defense. And Brian Flores' defense, I expect to be awesome.
Coming from all angles. Right?
Coming from all angles.
Van Ginkel.
So, listen, we're going to start our starters, right? We're starting Caleb.
Right.
We're starting Swift. we're starting DJ Moore.
Right?
I really like Loveland, the tight end.
Yeah, so do I.
I love Loveland. And then there's Romeo Ndunze, and then Luther Burden. Ndunze, I'm okay with you starting if he's a guy that you pick to be your starter.
Right.
But I'm very cautious because I really believe that Minnesota's defense is very good.
Yeah, they're really good.
So start them, but understanding that maybe this is a week that it might not be those boys' best performance.
Okay.
On the other side, it's J.J. McCarthy time. And again, it's a bit of the unknown. I do believe he's going to feed Jefferson double-digit targets every single
He'd be
game.
stupid not to,
the
right?
best wide receiver in the game currently, and that's going to work. Now, you got Jordan Addison now out, right, for the first 3 games.
Yeah, yep.
So that's not going to be helpful for the double teaming of Jefferson. But this is all, look, we're going to find out. Obviously, you're starting.
Right.
You're starting him, and
It
obviously
opens it up for TJ Hawkinson.
Hawkinson, you're
Right,
starting
right.
because he's a top 5, tight end coming into the season. Sure, Aaron Jones,
Former nose pick of the year.
former nose pick of the year, was really good. That was many years ago, many moons ago. Not expecting the production. I think ultimately Jordan Mason's going to take over that job.
Right.
But week 1, if you have to start Aaron, I'm okay with it. This is a great game to observe those 2 quarterbacks in those, and to see what that looks like.
Right.
It's pretty simple though. Those are the guys that you're starting. It's Jefferson, it's Hawkinson, it's Jones on one end, it's Caleb Williams, it's DJ Moore, it's Swift, who I'm not expecting great things from, but again, starting running back is a starting running back, and you got to probably start Swift at either a RB2 or a flex at this point.
RB1's RB1. That's what it comes down to at this point. All right, that's going to do it for what would be called, by the way, the sniff test. Will be a shortened version when we come to the next couple of weeks as we get through week 1 and into week 2, 3, and we start to see how everything plays out fantasy football-wise. We would have had a yes or no segment here, but I canceled that so we can go through the entire round of schedule. But I do have question 10. You know, question 10 is
Love
not
question
fantasy,
10.
It's not fantasy football related. It's usually life related or something that's going on specifically. If we're close to a holiday, it's something, maybe a Halloween one, maybe a Thanksgiving, a Christmas one, whatever. This specifically resides around Sunday afternoon as the Sunday 1 o'clock games are starting. I need to know, and I've asked Kobe this question before on our Football Guys podcast as well. Ideal location, ideal beverage, ideal food for the greatest 12-hour possible TV marathon on opening Sunday. Knows I will grade you on this, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. More than likely, you're going to be wrong.
I know I'm
Let's
gonna
hear
be
it.
wrong.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so
Ideal beverage. Oh, ideal location first.
for me, I'm going to my local Twin Peaks.
Yep.
For the great views.
Okay.
And for the food, they have an incredible chicken wings there.
They do.
They do like this. They smoke it, they grill it, they fry it, and they give you whatever kind of sauce. Delicious. And then my drink. I got to keep it real. Just keep giving the Jack Daniels on the rocks. Keep it coming. I'm not driving home, obviously, and let's ride. I could go 8 straight hours doing that, just eating those wings, hanging out in that great establishment, and drinking my Jack.
I'm going to be honest with you and tell you for possibly the second or maybe third time ever in existence.
No
here,
way, I got something right.
I think you got it right. I think going on week 1 to the bar, to your favorite area, and Twin Peaks, by the way, for me, it's by the house. We know that. They have the coldest beer, and they have really good food there, good seating, TVs everywhere, so I'm going to give you that. One thing that I will like to put on there is at the end, close to the end, you're done with the wings, the beer or the Jack's kind of done, but you need that little itch of food at the end. You go with the Apple Tannehills. It's apple turnovers, but I like to call it the Apple Tannehills. You get an order of that. Very good for dessert there at Twin Peaks as well. I'm going to give you that.
Wow,
I can't believe you got it right.
I'm always
I can't
wrong.
believe you got it right.
Hey, look, you got to go to a great place. You
Right.
want a scene. They have every game on, and just go with your buddies. It becomes about your favorite team. If Kobe's going, God bless, he's got a root for Pittsburgh. I don't feel that bad. How old were you when Big Ben won those championships?
I was like 10.
Were you a fan?
Yeah.
You remember it?
Yeah, I remember the Arizona one a lot more than.
Wow.
San Antonio?
Yeah, the San Antonio catch, James Harrison.
Name me a better catch in all of sports history.
Oof. I don't know if you can.
Now, when you ask a Pittsburgh fan, they'll never say anything
No, they
like
can't.
that, right?
Maybe
They'll never say
Maybe
it.
the Immaculate Reception. That might.
Yeah, that was luck. Those toes
Kobe
in the
was
corner
-60,
in the
right.
in the moment Maybe only Butler of New England had a better catch.
At that point, yeah. So, yeah, basically that was a very good answer by you. By the way, sidebar, Kobe did answer that question the other day. Ideal beverage, I still to this day am thinking about it, the blackberry ginger ale.
Blackberry? Well,
Right, I had to think about it for a second.
blackberry ginger ale? What do you...
This sounds intriguing.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I saw Jack Daniels came with a blackberry, and I'm very big pro Jack, and like the honey.
Though.
No,
You're not like an Applejack or like
Not-
a honey,
I'm a man.
hot cinnamon one.
Yeah,
you're
because
not
I have
that.
a penis. Yeah, yeah.
Keep that in the pod. We're keeping that in there just for his wife. All right. That'll do it for basically the yes or no segment. It's usually a lot longer. We usually have only fantasy football questions. Nose usually gets it wrong. This has just been a weird yes or no segment here. But what we like to do at the end of all of our shows is whether you're doing daily fantasy or if you are in a regular fantasy football league, 14 teams, 12, 10, whatever it is, doesn't matter at this point. The end of every one of our segments, our podcast, it's a nose pick of the week. Where someone you love, someone you think is going to have that week, that super week, that good week, whatever it is, someone you must start. Got to buy him in daily fantasy or start him in your league no matter what. I'm excited to hear this. The first one of the year is always big. Obviously, we had the nose pick of the year, which was Chase Brown, correct? That was in our first episode here. Now we're in week one. We need a week one nose pick of the week. Normally, we have a big entrance and everything for you. Garcia, shout out to you because he's somehow watching this and he would love this segment here. But ladies and gentlemen, it is time. It is the end of the podcast for Radio on the Nose. It is time for the nose pick of the week. I'm excited to hear this. Nose, the mic is yours. I'll sit back with Kobe and we will listen.
Yeah, you're gonna sit back with Kobe, but backhandedly, I'm just gonna take a big dump on Kobe's head right now.
Oh, God. What's
Didn't
happening?
plan on it, buddy. I didn't. We are starting our season on Thursday Night Football.
Right.
We are Dallas at Philadelphia.
Right.
Somehow, Kobe's Pittsburgh Steelers decided to get rid of George Pickens.
Yeah.
And he goes to Dak Prescott, where CD Lamb's going to get double teamed. If you drafted George Pickens, do you know how good that guy is? Do you understand the talent level of that player? He is that good, so under the radar, was the second coming of the nose pick of the year, the runner-up or whatever. And I am letting you guys know that if you drafted him, you start him, DFS leagues, if you want to go gamble your brains out, this is the George Slim Pickens show, okay? And it is on. I'm expecting him to have a 30, 40-plus yard touchdown. I'm expecting a lot of people to have that buzz of, oh my God, this wide receiver tandem has, we could go through them, whether it's, if you're old like us, Joe Montana to Taylor or Rice, or, whether it's Chris Carter, Randy Moss. I'm making these things up on the fly,
right.
whatever it is, Hines Ward and Santonio Holmes, that's for you, my friend.
Wow.
The bottom line is that this is going to be a wide receiver duo that will be discussed and will be the chatter of fantasy, not in the not too soon future. So, George Pickens, week one, nose pick of the week.
All right, like we always do after the nose pick of the week, we're going to call it a day here. For the voice you hear in the background, but don't see his face, that is Kobe, our right-hand man. He will be with us all season long, and obviously,
Handsome.
not only is he handsome and got a haircut, he is the literal 1B here at the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network. Actually, let me rephrase that. He is the 1A here at the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network. I'm the voice maybe you see or the face you see, but everything runs through him, so we're going to love him. He's going to be with us all season long here, especially on this podcast. So for Kobe and for the Nose, I am Radio. This has been another edition of Radio's Yard, a special edition because this is the Radio and the Nose Fantasy Football Podcast. Check us out every single week. Comment, like, dislike, whatever it is. Specific questions you want answered, possibly by the Nose, hit him up on Instagram or send it to us in the comment section. We'll check that every week. So again, for Kobe, for the Nose, I am Radio. Another edition here of Radio's Yard. It's the Radio and the Nose fantasy football segment here on the Live at a Dollar Podcast Network.